Hello, aren't you happy today? You should be happy. You should be thrilled that you can walk, you can talk, you can speak. You're not lying on your back. You're not in pain. The pain may have moved. It may have been in your leg and now it's kind of moved to this other joint over here. Just be happy it moved, okay? Just be happy that it moved. And we have some doctors, they can't figure out what you were doing or whatever. And it looks like the older you may get, I noticed they kind of write you off like, yeah, you been through that? My mom got angry at a doctor and she just kind of told him off. He's like, oh, okay. And it was like, she said, oh, okay, I will never see you again unless it's out on the street somewhere. She said, I'm done. Okay. You're not taking my pain seriously or whatever's going on. And boy, we kind of hightailed it out of there. And she was like, I'm done. But she found, you have to look sometimes for a good doctor or even a good hairdresser. Some hairdressers, they'll mess your hair up, or you'll tell them something like my daughter's hair. I tell them, do not cut her hair. I don't want any trimming. Just do the style and I'll deal with the trimming. Because what happens is they cut. I mean, really, some of them really cut. And I remember one time they had cut her hair. It was like short. And I said, didn't I say, don't do that. And I had left and come back. I was gone a few minutes and that woman had taken those scissors. And I was angry. And the guy that owned the place, she said, don't cut it. And he said, I'm watching you do it. And so, we didn't go back. We didn't go back there. But it's hard to find even a good hairdresser sometimes. When you get one, stay with them. We got a good one that now we're going back to. We haven't been going, but we don't go all the time. We didn't have the money to go at first. It was like it's time to stop for a minute. And then, we had COVID and all that stuff was going during that time. That's during that time and you couldn't go. And then, my daughter sometimes has to have her hair done for certain things or projects or whatever they're doing. And she'll want to go, and then other times we don't go. We don't spend as much as we used to. We used to go every week, and I mean now it's like every 6 months. Back to the old, we can do our own hair. And sometimes you got to do that, saving a lot of money. Hair is hair. Mine just hangs in my face like it's doing right now. And I don't care. I'll pull it back. I'll pull it sideways, whatever. And I'm going out there and everybody's going, oh, who does your hair? Me. Now it's me most of the time. I don't care about it. I've never really cared about a lot of things. So it was like, okay. Okay, it's okay. Do what I got to do, If it gets bad, I got an extra wig put on. Go grab my mom's. You got extra something. Stretchy thing to put around your head. What you got? I know my daughter stole mine. She saw it. I had got it at the dollar store. I just was walking in the dollar store. I don't go to the dollar store hardly anymore. And I went in and I saw these hair things to pull your hair up with and grabbed them. And she just loves them. She said, oh, they just pull your hair back and they're tight. And I said, yeah, they did have that. I said, it seems all the ones I bought have disappeared and walked out. But that's okay. That's all right. That's the least of my worries. Other people have major trouble with their children. I don't. So I'm thankful to God that I don't have to go through all that. Yes, we have growing pains. Yes, we went through that. But now, when kids turn to adults, you can talk to them more. Some of them you can talk to earlier. And I talk to my kids all the time growing up. And some people, they have trouble with their kids. And, sometimes you got to move on. Kids are human. They're people, and they don't think the same way you do all the time. And some people, the kids have left. They don't want to talk to them, whatever. And you know what? You just keep going. Don't even worry about it. Let that, just say, God bless you, and let me go on. Yes, we miss them, but even people move on. I've had friends that I moved on because I grew up in a different way. You grow up as you go, and you don't stop growing. You could be older, and just all of a sudden the light hits you like, this friend is not really a friend. I've been handing them out money. I've been doing this and that, and you got to let go. It's like, let go and let God take care of them. Okay, they'll be fine, and just move on. Here we go. We got $100 to do the house savings challenge by the greensheets.cash, or she is on Etsy, the green sheets at Etsy. Okay, and this book is $30,000 in savings, and it's going toward paying off the house. The rental house. My house is paid off. So, that I rent out. And I want it paid off. The kids want it paid off. They're like, we're working to pay that off now. Okay. So this one right here, this was a scratch off. And what I do, I mark it off. Sometimes I do it again. So this is the last one right here. And so it's going to be $25. And she did a good job with this. And these little stickers, I just put them on there. And you stick it in here. And I did this several times, so I don't know how much money is in there. I don't count until, if I get done with the book, okay? And then the rest of these are $5. And so we're going to look for a $5 on here. What color? Is there a blue? Well, that's a green. About something. What's this color? Who knows? We're going to try it. Okay, so we've got $5, maybe. We're just going to go through it. I usually roll the dice and do all that. And then I said, no, I'm going to just put $5 in each one. Okay, the foyer, and that one, if you missed it, was the roof. So we're going to look for $5. You probably can see it faster than I can. There it is. Okay, another $5. Aha, I beat you. I saw it. There it is, right there. The living room. Okay, take the 5. There you go. And then $5 right here in the dining room. It's in the dining room. This year is going by fast. Remember, June, if you haven't did it, start resetting your life. $5 for the study. If you got to change things around, change things around. Change things for summer. Summer started on June the 20th. I'm a summer baby. June 23rd, which was Monday. And thank you for those that sent me things. We will be using those. Let's see, $5. Probably say it's right there. It's over there. Okay. And then $5 over here. $5 over there. $5 anywhere. There we go, the bedroom. The guest bedroom. I was listening to somebody, they said, police officer, they were talking about, how people, squatters and stuff, they said, don't let anybody stay in your house over 3 days so that they don't claim that you let them stay there forever, okay, and you can't get them out. He said 3 days is long enough. He said, I would suggest 1. Like, okay, you need to go get a hotel. Because he said you actually could get in and stuff. If your state or whatever city does not have things about squatters and whatever. $5 here in the kitchen. I like kitchens. I like kitchens, patios. That's my place. Kitchen, patio. I want to be there. And that's what I do. I'm in the kitchen, the patio, porch. That's where I move. Okay, $5. 5. There you are. We've been doing $1 a while on here. But we're moving on up. Okay, right here, $5. The laundry room. Okay, $5. The patio. What I'm seeing is which one is going to get finished first. That's what I want to see. And then we got $5 right there. Which one is going to really get finished first out of all this? Because just think, this will all be filled up. Landscaping and trees. And $5. And we are finished with this today. So happiness, and here's our affirmations. We're going to keep smiling. We are going to try to be kind to people that we talk to, even though they may not want to talk to us. Or if they don't, we just move on. Okay, but we're going to be kind and hold ourselves accountable on being kind. Okay, just like we just move on. Okay, you want to talk about me? That's fine. I'm not even going to acknowledge you with saying something that's going to set my orbit off, okay? Just kind of keep walking, because that unnerves them when you don't respond, okay? That unnerves people. They're like calling you names or whatever they're doing, and you don't respond. You just look at them like, and don't smile. They lose it. Don't smile. They're like, what? I'm calling you this and you smiling. Yep. I'm going to walk away too. Stay humble. Okay? Stay humble. No flow showing. No out there showing off what you got. We don't care what you got. I know I don't care. I may think it's cute. It's beautiful. You may have a new car. Oh, that's a beautiful color. Maybe my favorite color. Maybe my favorite car. Yeah, I might really look at it, but don't show off about it and sit there and go goggle and how much you pay. I don't want to know. If I didn't ask the question, who cares? I don't care. Okay. Work hard. Be grateful every day. Be grateful you even opened your eyes this morning. It does not make any difference. Did you open your eyes? Yes. Can you see? Yes. Okay. Click it off your little box. I'm fine. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have a God that's paying attention to me. Okay? Never give up. Whatever you're doing, you keep rolling. Those finances may be a little heavy on your heart. You keep rolling, because one day, each dollar that you put on it, one day you're going to say, I'm finished. I did it, Cash Bear Mama. I paid it off. I am free. Okay? Next one, stay strong. And believe in yourself. Okay? Believe in yourself. Because nobody else is going to believe in you but you. No parent, no doctor, no lawyer, no teacher. Nobody believes more than you in you. Okay? You got to believe you. Keep going. Okay? Happiness, positivity, no negativity. I'm tired of listening to it. Not even going to take it into my life. I listen to the news or YouTube, but mostly you look at that stuff on YouTube. But, I'm like, okay. Okay. I know things happen, but okay. I got a strategy to deal with it. Okay. Let me move on. So don't get all wrapped up and tied up with some of these people. Some of these people have not been happy now it's going to be a year very soon. And we can't keep I'm not hanging with anybody that keeps throwing out stuff. and I'm supposed to try to listen. I can't do it even out here in the world. I don't listen. I'm like, okay, bye. If you got carried that low, can you imagine if you have that much hate or hurt in your heart and you keep carrying it? Your blood pressure must be up there and getting ready to spout out the top of your head. So, just keep going. Health, is correspondent to, or correspondent, however you say it. I'm thinking, I speak different languages, so my mind's getting ready to flip to the other language. And I don't have a script. I just talk. But, health correlates. There we go. Correlates with how we're doing, how we're feeling. If your mind is not there, your health is not there. Okay? Your health regulates stress, worrying. You probably hurting because your mind can't even figure out what to do. Maybe you need to take a walk. You can't think because you worrying about this, worrying about what somebody said that you could have just shook off and moved on. So move on. We got this. Positivity. Just keep going. Manifest that strength, that love you got. And just move on. Do what you got to do. Okay? Quit worrying about everybody else. We got this. Anyway, I was watching, which was funny. If you find the YouTube short with Bunny and her husband, Mr. Rabbit, and it popped up on my feed. And I think I watched it like 3 times. I laughed. But he was like, who's going to put me in the corner? Bunny put him in the corner. Find it. It's on Hop in the Budget with Bunny. I just laughed because it was like he wasn't going in the corner. You went in the corner, bro. You went in the corner because you knew Bunny was mad. Anyway, whatever it was. Okay, she was hopping mad. Okay. So anyway, take care. Love you all. God bless you. Thank you to my old subscribers, my new subscribers, and those who can't figure out anything. It's all right. We all can't figure out something. But come into the bear den. Enjoy yourself. Love you guys. See you later. And yes, it's still hot here. Okay? Like Nelly, it's getting hot in here. It's rising. Okay? It's hot. See ya.